Some foods don't belong in the fridge. Not all foods do well in the cold corners of the refrigerator. In fact, some foods lose their taste, texture, and nutrition when kept in the cold. By knowing how to store different foods properly, you can ensure they stay fresh and tasty when you're ready to eat them. Let's talk about 10 foods that should stay out of the fridge. 1. Onions. Refrigerating onions isn't recommended for several reasons. Firstly, onions have a high water content, and refrigeration introduces excess moisture, which can make them mushy and promote mold growth. Onions prefer a cool, dry environment for storage rather than the cold, damp conditions of a refrigerator. Moreover, cold temperatures alter the texture and taste of onions, making them sweeter but less flavorful. Another issue with refrigerating onions is their tendency to absorb odors easily. Placing them in the fridge means they might end up tasting like other foods stored nearby. Additionally, onions tend to sprout faster in cold environments, affecting their shelf life and quality. If you've already cut an onion and have leftovers, it's best to store them in an airtight container. This helps maintain their freshness and prevents them from absorbing odors from the fridge, thus extending their shelf life. Let's talk about bread. Temperatures cause the starch molecules in bread to recrystallize faster, leading to a quicker loss of moisture. This results in bread becoming dry and tough, rather than maintaining its softness and freshness. Additionally, bread naturally absorbs moisture from its surroundings. Refrigeration introduces humidity, which can make the bread soggy and unappetizing. The combination of cold temperatures and moisture in the fridge creates an unfavorable environment for bread storage. Furthermore, refrigerators can alter the taste of bread by absorbing odors from other items stored inside. This can impart unwanted flavors to the bread, affecting its overall taste and enjoyment. It's important to note that refrigeration doesn't stop the aging process of bread, it simply changes it. Rather than preserving the freshness of bread, refrigeration can hasten its deterioration. A better option for preserving bread, especially if you won't finish the loaf soon, is to freeze it. Freezing bread helps to maintain its texture and taste for a longer period. Slicing the bread before freezing and storing the slices in a sealed bag prevents freezer burn and maintains freshness. When you're ready to enjoy the bread, simply thaw it at room temperature to preserve its texture and taste. 2. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are best stored at room temperature rather than in the refrigerator. Cold temperatures can negatively affect both the flavor and texture of tomatoes. When refrigerated, tomatoes become less sweet and their texture changes, often becoming mealy or mushy. Furthermore, refrigeration slows down the ripening process of tomatoes.
Since tomatoes continue to ripen after they're picked, refrigerating them at an unripe stage can prevent them from fully developing their flavor. This means that refrigerated tomatoes may not taste as good as those ripened at room temperature. Additionally, tomatoes are rich in antioxidants such as vitamin C and lycopene, which are beneficial for health. However, cold temperatures can diminish the levels of these antioxidants in tomatoes. Therefore, storing them at room temperature preserves their nutritional value. To keep tomatoes fresh, it's recommended to store them at room temperature on the counter or in a fruit bowl with the stem side down. This helps to prevent moisture loss and maintain their freshness. If tomatoes are already ripe and won't be used immediately, it's acceptable to store them in the fridge. However, it's advisable to bring them back to room temperature before consuming them to ensure the best flavor. Now, on to bananas. Bananas are best stored at room temperature rather than in the refrigerator. Cold temperatures can negatively impact bananas in several ways. Firstly, refrigeration can cause the skin of bananas to turn brown prematurely, which affects their appearance. Additionally, the texture of bananas can be adversely affected by refrigeration, resulting in a less appealing mouthfeel. Moreover, refrigeration interrupts the natural ripening process of bananas. Bananas continue to ripen after being harvested, but cold temperatures slow down this process. As a result, refrigerated bananas may have an altered taste and texture compared to those ripened at room temperature. They may become softer or even develop off flavors. Bananas are sensitive to ethylene, a natural plant hormone that acts as a ripening agent. Placing bananas in the fridge alongside ethylene-producing fruits can lead to uneven ripening. This means that while the exterior of the banana may appear ripe, the interior may remain underripe or even green. This uneven ripening can result in an unpleasant eating experience. Furthermore, refrigeration can suppress the enzymes responsible for the sweet taste of bananas. These enzymes work optimally at room temperature, allowing bananas to develop their full natural sweetness. Storing bananas at room temperature ensures a consistent appearance and better eating experience overall. For garlic, don't put garlic in the fridge because it can start sprouting. Refrigeration alters its taste and texture and can cause mold growth. It's best to store garlic in a cool, dry place outside of the fridge. Would you like further adjustments or additions? The cold can change garlic's signature flavor. Cold temperatures turn garlic's natural sugars into starches, making it less flavorful. This affects its aromatic qualities, which are essential in cooking. Storing garlic in the fridge can also make it moist, leading to rubbery or moldy cloves. This affects its longevity.
Plus, garlic can absorb odors from other foods in the fridge, compromising its taste. To store garlic properly, keep it in a cool, dry place with good airflow, ideally around 60 to 65 F15 to 18 C, in a mesh bag or open container to prevent mold. Before we move on, don't forget to like and subscribe. Next up, potatoes are best stored in a cool, dark place rather than in the refrigerator. Cold temperatures can cause the starch in potatoes to convert into sugar, which can alter their taste and texture. Instead of becoming soft and fluffy when cooked, refrigerated potatoes may turn sweeter and potentially lose their desirable texture. Refrigeration can also contribute to the formation of acrylamide when potatoes are cooked at high temperatures. Acrylamide is a potential carcinogen that forms during the cooking process, particularly in foods with high starch content like potatoes. Storing potatoes at room temperature reduces this risk. Additionally, refrigeration increases the moisture content around potatoes, which can promote bacterial growth and decay. The humid environment inside the fridge accelerates the breakdown of enzymes in potatoes. This can result in a gritty texture when cooked, as the enzymes responsible for maintaining the potato structure are compromised. Storing potatoes outside the fridge helps preserve their enzymes and ensures better quality when cooked. A cool, dark place such as a pantry or cellar is ideal for storing potatoes. This environment maintains their natural flavor, texture, and nutritional value, while also reducing the risk of acrylamide formation and bacterial growth. Now, onto avocados. Avocados should be kept at room temperature, not in the fridge. Refrigeration slows down their ripening process and alters their texture and flavor. Let's keep those avocados out of the cold. Let's talk about avocados. Keeping them at room temperature is the way to go. Cold temperatures slow down the ripening process, keeping avocados hard and unripe. But when left on the counter, they ripen naturally, developing the creamy texture we all love. Refrigeration dulls their flavor, as the cold can reduce the compounds responsible for their taste. Avocados are unique, refrigerating them interrupts their natural ripening process, affecting their quality. It may cause the skin to darken while the inside remains underripe. To prevent this, store avocados in a dry environment at room temperature. If you have ripe avocados but don't plan to eat them right away, you can refrigerate them to slow down further ripening. Just be sure to use them within a few days for the best taste and texture. Next up, honey. Refrigeration can cause honey to crystallize faster, changing its texture to gritty. Storing honey at room temperature slows down this process, preserving its smooth consistency. Honey also absorbs moisture, so refrigeration can dilute it and alter its taste. Keeping honey in a cool, dry place maintains its original flavor and quality. Honey's natural acidity acts as a preservative, so refrigeration isn't necessary to prevent spoilage. Cold honey is thicker and less pourable, making it inconvenient to use. Let's talk about honey and bread. Storing honey in the fridge makes it thick and inconvenient to use. Room temperature honey is more versatile and easier to incorporate into recipes. Refrigerating bread accelerates styling and can make it soggy. Freezing slices is a better option to maintain texture and taste. Now, uncut melons. Refrigerating uncut melons can dull their flavor and alter their texture. Melons, such as watermelon, cantaloupe, and honeydew, thrive at room temperature. Storing them in a cool, dry place maintains their optimal taste and quality. Cold temperatures in the refrigerator can negatively affect the ripening process of melons, leading to a loss of flavor and texture. Therefore, it's best to keep uncut melons at room temperature until they are ready to be enjoyed. Olive oil. Refrigerating olive oil is unnecessary and may compromise its quality. Olive oil has a low freezing point, which means it can solidify in the refrigerator. When olive oil solidifies, it can trap moisture, introducing water into the oil. This moisture can foster bacterial growth and degrade the quality of the oil. Additionally, fluctuations in temperature in the refrigerator can cause olive oil to undergo repeated solidification and melting, further affecting its consistency and flavor. Storing olive oil in a cool, dark place, such as a pantry or cupboard, is sufficient to maintain its quality. A consistent temperature away from direct sunlight helps preserve the flavor and nutritional properties of olive oil. It's important to seal the bottle tightly after each use to prevent oxidation and maintain freshness. Understanding where each item is best stored ensures they retain their flavor and nutritional value. Proper storage enhances the quality of your food. So, embrace the right environment for each item, and your taste buds will thank you. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more informative videos like this one. Thanks for watching. Your wellness is our mission.